Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Become the Disruptor. My name is Magda. I'm a trauma-informed qualified therapist. And today I want to talk about something that I see a lot on my clients, actually around me. It's that people are relying heavily on nervous system regulation via technology. I know, me talking on YouTube, talking about the nervous system and outsourcing your nervous system regulation to technology. Yeah, ironic. And here I am. So, what is happening is that unfortunately, a lot of us, and I've been there myself. Are outsourcing the regulation of our own internal state, of our own nervous system to technology. And that goes to social media, and that goes now to ChatGPT. Because what I see a lot in the comment section, maybe not so much on YouTube, because for one reason or another on YouTube I don't see that many comments, but on my TikTok account, there's quite a few people are saying about their relationship with ChatGPT, but also you can see those different memes about how ChatGPT is like your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. Guys, this is you outsourcing the capacity of your nervous system to the external, in this case also artificial regulator, because it's not another human being, it's technology. And that doesn't make it anything worse, because I'm not like against technology, I'm not against AI, 100% not. I've got my qualms when it comes to that, but I think that when you use it as a tool, it is a powerful tool to be used. Now, because what happens is that any discomfort, you feel any emotion now, and this is what I noticed, that people feel an emotion. This is straight away something uncomfortable, and then they don't stay with that feeling long enough to metabolize it. No, the thing is that sometimes there are some people that what I notice in my client work, that the moment any discomfort shows up, they immediately analyze, shut down, monitor, go into the cognition. There is very little capacity and ability to stay in the body with that physical sensation. And this is you outsourcing your nervous system regulation and your nervous system capacity outside, because part of extension of the nervous system capacity is to feel. That's it. And this is, that's that. This is, the essence of it. And it sounds very simple, yet we all know that this is very difficult to execute. So the thing is that the moment people feel uncomfortable, like any emotion, they will ask ChatGPT, go to Google, go scroll on social media, watch YouTube videos, whatever that is. And this is when your regulation, the nervous system regulation is outsourced, then it means that your capacity never really grows. So you never really develop a nervous system of an adult, a proper developed nervous system of an adult that can metabolize and digest life. So let's say you have a difficult conversation with someone, and then you immediately need to talk to ChatGPT about that, analyze and break it down, and then think about it. So again, instead of feeling the discomfort of that difficult conversation, you have to analyze it. And also what is happening, you need to prove yourself right, that this other person, if this is a difficult conversation, that a lot of the times, guys, we have to be really honest with ourselves as human beings, because you want to be right. So you want to be the one that is slightly above the other person. So you're seeking not only regulation, but also validation. And the thing is that when you do that outside of that difficult conversation, that's not an adult behavior. That's not mature behavior. So that's one example. And when I say that, I don't mean it in any demeaning way, because I'm a human myself. So I want you to, appreciate that, examples that I'm giving to you, the examples that I've done, that, that we do as humans, but we need to become aware of them. So there's also, people who feel very lonely, and then they scroll for hours on TikTok, like, commenting and, liking, sharing, whatever that is. And this is their way to not to feel that loneliness. People feel uncertain, for example, and start consuming a lot of manifestation content, or, therapeutic or psychological content, instead of actually sitting with that uncertainty in the body. Someone who feels really anxious and immediately needs that kind of external reassurance. So this is a lot of that. As much as these behaviors are understandable, we need to really understand that there is a cost to them. There's a developmental cost to them. Because instead of you really being directly connected to your internal world, you are outsourcing it, and you're training dependence on those external resources rather than that of proper resilience. And resilience, I don't mean in this case grit, like plodding along. No, just feeling the emotion in the body and allowing that emotion to complete its loop. So we also, when you think about it, there is this, larger mental health crisis that we are all experiencing. And unfortunately, this is actually, a lot of that because we're really relying on external sources, technology now, to almost like, to validate us, to reassure us, to regulate us all the time. So you don't really build the capacity for healing, for discomfort, for grief, for uncertainty, for joy, for growth, for creativity. And you're losing that. That's the thing, because it's like you have to feel the emotion and that activation without overwhelm, without fragmentation. That is how you build the capacity. And it's almost like, and again, you might feel that overwhelm whilst you're feeling the grief, and still feel it until it's gonna stop, because it's gonna stop at some point. So you need to start, if you want to properly start healing, I would really encourage you to start really reclaiming your internal space. And that comes from you being honest with yourself. So look at how much time you're spending on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever, on Threads, whatever your favorite social media is. Look at that. And then the time will show you how much of your day you are outsourcing the regulation of your own nervous system to technology. And again, your chats with ChatGPT or Claude, whoever, whatever, again, your AI is, check it. You're going to be surprised how much you are actually outsourcing, how much you need to be as a human being regulated by these. And that's why a lot of people, conspiracy theorists, they will be saying why it is for free, nothing is for free. Of course nothing is for free. Do you know who's paying the cost of you always relying on ChatGPT for regulation? Your nervous system and your capacity to feel. Because when your nervous system is small, so that of a, I don't know, small dog like Chihuahua or something like that, then you're losing your biological function as a human being. You can have your lovely conscious mind and your intellect, there's so many people who are, very intelligent, very capable, yet the nervous system does not have the capacity to endure emotions, to actually feel. So check it. And then what I would like you to do is that next time that you have that difficult conversation, that you feel anxious, that you feel grief, that you feel heartbreak, that you feel joy, don't outsource. Stay in the body and see how long you can stay. Because this is going to show you how your nervous system is responding to that activation, and what is the actual current capacity of your nervous system. And the moment you're going to start feeling discomfort, that is already telling you. So let's say if it's 30 seconds, it means that you've got literally a 30-second capacity before you need a regulation, you need AI, you need to scroll, you need to do something, because it's so difficult for you to stay within without reacting. Because guess what? Each time that you are outsourcing, you are reacting, because you are unable to stay with your internal sensation, with something that is happening within you. So start small and start decreasing that dependence, because at this point, what I would say, your phone is literally, you know what I see? It's so interesting. What I see on a train station, when I go to a train station where I live, where I travel, there's so few people who are not going to be on their phones. This is you guys not feeling, not extending the capacity of your nervous system whilst you're waiting for a train. You're losing your biological function. We are losing our biological functions, and then we're saying that AI is bad. AI is not bad. It's how you, human being with consciousness, using it. That's on you. If you're allowing your kids to constantly be on social media, and then you are on social media yourself, you're gonna be then writing conspiracy theories about AI. If you don't have yourself a nervous system capacity, you've got whole families sitting at the table doing that. And I'm not saying that because I saw a meme about it. I saw that because I go sometimes to restaurants. So like I said, I observe life. And if you are a life observer, you can see that. So stop doing that, guys, because you are losing, like I said, your biological function, which is that of a nervous system and emotional circuits in your brain, and start reclaiming your internal space. And if you want help with that, you know where to find me. You've got the links down below. You can book a session there. All is transparent on my website. Prices, feedback from my clients, all is there. And also what to expect on the first session, all that is there. So there's no strings attached at all, but it's not for free. No, I'm not ChatGPT. So, or am I? Anyhow, I will leave you with this, and I trust that was helpful. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.